If you're watching this video, this is your sign to apply for financial aid. Financial aid is simply money to help pay for your education after high school. It consists of different types of funds that are available to different students. Let's talk a little bit about the different types of funds that are out there. We look at these as kind of an umbrella, and I know that in Washington, we are not fans of umbrellas, but for financial aid purposes, I encourage you, please embrace the umbrella. And this includes grants, which are income-based. There are federal, state, and institutional grants that are out there. Grants are my favorite type of funding. I was able to go to college because of grants. There are also scholarships. There are scholarships out there for all students. You don't have to be a 4.0 student, and you don't have to be involved in sports in order to get a scholarship. In fact, did you know that there are scholarships that go unawarded every single year? There are loans. We want to make sure that you take loans as your last resort. We want you to use all the other amazing types of funding that are out there before you get a loan. They are income-based, and when you apply for loans, you can apply automatically by completing a FAFSA. There's also private loans that you can pursue as well. And then finally, there's work study. Now, I know the words work and study apart are kind of a bummer, and then together, maybe like a super bummer. But what it really is an opportunity to earn money while going to school by working a job on or off campus through the college. You have to let the school know that you're interested in work study, and it's an income-based program. Let's talk a little bit more about my favorite type of funds and my favorite grant, and that is the Washington College Grant. You may have heard of it as the WA Grant, two names for the same amazing program. The Washington College Grant is a wonderful opportunity for Washingtonians to be able to receive funds, and what I love about this is it's entitlement based. It is not first come, first serve. If you are eligible for these funds, these are your funds. This is your money. You just have to apply for it. It is one of the most amazing packages in the nation for financial aid. So there is more money for more families going into more programs. Washington State has funds through the WA Grant for certificates. If you're doing an associate's, it can cover that. There's job training programs, colleges for like bachelor's degrees, and then you also have apprenticeships. So no matter what your pathway is, there's an opportunity for the WA Grant to support you. It's a great opportunity for low and middle income families to pursue education after high school. I love this type of funding because the WA Grant, before it became the WA Grant, is how I was able to go to college. So for an example, if you're a family of four making less than $73,000 a year, you could be eligible for up to a full tuition award. So it could cover your tuition all the way up to like UW. And then if you're a family of four making less, like say $112,500 or less, you're going to get some sort of sliding scale aid through the Washington College Grant. The only way to know what you're going to get is to apply. If you're not sure what career you want to go into, no worries. We have a lot of resources on our action plan page to help you figure out what you want to do. This is a one-stop shop, typically for our juniors and seniors, and all of the resources on this page are free. So now that we talked about the types of financial aid, let's talk about where you can use those funds. So we have federal financial aid that can be used all across the U.S. Then there's state financial aid that's for Washingtonians or residents of Washington to use at most colleges in Washington state. Colleges may also offer funds for a student to go to that specific school, and then you might see scholarships offered by all different types of organizations. Here are some examples of federal aid. So when you're applying for federal aid, you're using the FAFSA, and that includes the federal Pell Grant, federal work study, subsidized and unsubsidized loans, and then a third type of loan that your parent can take out for your education that's in their name, and it's a separate application from the FAFSA. In Washington, like I said, Washington State has one of the best financial aid packages in the nation, and this includes our Washington College Grant, our College Bound Scholarship, and this is a program for our students in high school and middle school. So in middle school, if you are eligible for free or reduced lunch, you're automatically enrolled into the College Bound program. Then what happens is your senior year, you're going to graduate from high school, you're going to apply for financial aid, and you're going to apply and attend to an eligible college within 1 year of graduation. The College Bound opportunity is amazing. If you need more information about College Bound, you can go right to our action plan page. There's also State Work Study. Passport to Careers is a program that supports our alumni of foster care and our youth experiencing unaccompanied homelessness. And we also have the Opportunity Grant, and this is a great program that helps low-income students complete up to a year of college and a certificate in a high-wage, high-demand career. And then we have the Bridge Grant. All of these are our Washington Opportunity Pathways, and you can receive these funds by using the FAFSA or the WAFSA, and we'll talk more about those applications in a second. If you want to see how much money you can get for financial aid from Washington State, you can use our calculator. It'll ask you a few questions and let you know what you might be eligible for. Again, the only way to receive these funds, though, is to apply. So to apply for financial aid, you're going to use the FAFSA or the WAFSA. The FAFSA is the application. It's the free. Again, we want to make sure you know this. This is the free application for federal aid. Neither of these applications cost money to apply for. You're going to use the federal website, and when you apply for federal funds through the FAFSA, you're going to be considered for federal and state aid at the same time. We also have the WAFSA. The WAFSA is the Washington State application for financial aid. If you are not eligible for federal aid, no worries. In Washington State, we don't care if you're a U.S. citizen or not. You can be undocumented and receive Washington State aid. What we care about is that you're a Washington resident and meet the other requirements. If you're not sure which application to use, no worries. Just go to our WAFSA page at wasac.wa.gov/WAFSA, and you'll be able to see a questionnaire that will help you determine which application to use. This is the federal website. We just want to make sure you know what it looks like. And your first step to apply for federal funding is to use the FAFSA FSA ID. So you're going to create an account by entering in your information. If you have a social security number, if applicable, you're going to use it here. And if not, no worries, especially if you're a parent. And then you'll use your own email address and phone number. Students who are in high school, you will lose access to your email address after you graduate. So it's a great time to make an email address that you're going to check on a regular basis that won't make an admissions officer blush. You want to create your account at least 1 to 3 days before you apply for financial aid. And you can take this first step at any time. So you could even do this in junior year of high school. You'll need to create an FSA ID, as well as if you're married and you did not file taxes with your spouse, you and your spouse will also have to create an FSA ID. And students, if you're under the age of 24 and not married, most likely you'll be considered dependent. And what that means is you'll have to list parent information on your application. There are specific requirements where you would not have to provide this information, but most students have to provide parent information. So your parent will most likely have to create an FSA ID as well. If you're doing the WAFSA for Washington State aid alone, because you're not eligible for federal aid, you're going to be able to go to this page to create your account. That's your first step. Again, you're only going to do one application, never both. The WAFSA is available in English and Spanish. You're going to need internet access to access the application. And again, you'll need your own email address. Please do not use your high school email address because you lose access afterwards. You may have heard that there are some changes to financial aid that started this year. So the class of 2024 are using what's called the simplified FAFSA. It's a shorter application and it's easier for most people to complete. There's more federal aid for students through this application, and so the average grant is expected to be larger. But don't worry, because also in Washington State, we have the most generous package in the nation, and there are opportunities through Washington Aid as well. We want you to use whatever aid you're eligible for to maximize your aid. Now, there have been some issues with the new application because anytime you have something new, there's going to be little issues. Anytime there's growth, there can be challenges. So there are some technical issues that are impacting some students through the application, but most are able to complete without any problems. It's also taking longer for the information from the federal government to get to your schools. This means that it's going to take longer for you to find out when you're going to get what's called a financial aid offer. And that's what when the school tells you how much money you can get to go to college. You may not see these offers until April, May, or even June, sometimes longer. We encourage you to be patient as the colleges process the information they have. And then finally, if you need to update the application, your FAFSA, for any reason, you won't be able to do that till the end of March. Now, yes, there are challenges, but please don't give up. You need to complete your application because there's more money available now than ever. You have to apply for aid to enable to receive it. If you're stuck in any way, shape, or form, our apply page is here to help you. There's so much help for this application process. I know it can seem daunting, but you have to apply to get these funds. You can use our apply page to find different resources and to learn about aid, and there's lots of help available through high school counselors, through colleges, and other resources.